Hello, chess fans. This video is a warning. It's a warning to older players who have to sit down in front of a young up and comer. And it's a warning to young up and comers when they're playing against an older player. Okay, so let's get into this, and I'll show you what I mean. So in this game, I'm playing with the white pieces, and across the board for me is a young player who I know is tactically sharp, but I don't think I was prepared enough mentally myself. So I definitely underestimated him. So this is a warning for the adult players out there who find themselves at an over the board tournament in front of a young up and comer. So I played this move. I kind of broke one of the principles of moving a piece twice, but I thought to myself, he's a young player, and if I get the bishop pair, he might not know that I can just try to open the position and then probably have an advantage. So that's what I went for. Um, and Looking back on it now, I shouldn't have. I should have played the board and not played what I thought. The player would be good or bad at responding to. So anyway, I played on, and again, I'm doing this moving the same piece in the opening. This one was pretty good actually because it is you know a double attack on the c7 pawn. So he plays this move, and I win a pawn, and I think I'm probably going to be able to hang on to that pawn. I centralize my knight. He takes, now my queen is out, and I took a little bit of time here, and I decided to play this move, thinking to myself, if he trades knight for bishop, I lose the bishop pair, but then I hold on to that pawn I've won, that pawn I've won is on e5, so it's starting to cross the board. So I thought that was a good idea, a good rationale. I still do think it's good rationale for why I played that move. Um, and anyway, he attacks my queen. I move the queen back, and he plays the queen here. And I think to myself, okay, I actually considered taking the d5 pawn straight away here, but I decided to play it a little bit safe and play my b3 pawn. This was a mistake. I believe this was a mistake. I'm not sure what the computer. I'm not looking at the computer right now, but for real, you'll see why. But it does weaken the dark squares, I guess, around um, on the dark squares on the queen side. But anyway, so he plays this move, and I take this pawn. Now, this is where the trouble begins. I did see that he could have played bishop b4, but I thought to myself, that's fine. I'm up a couple of pawns now. I don't castle. That's not a big deal. But I played here. But what I didn't see is this young tactical wizard gets to see the following combination. And notice the queen on b6 is pointing at the f2 pawn. My poor f2 pawn, right, the weakest pawn in the game in the opening. He plays this move. And of course, what does this do? It moves the e pawn, the pawn on e3, away from the, kind of shielding the f2 pawn. So the queen's attacking the f2 pawn, right? No big deal. Well, again, tactical wizard, up and comer. This move here, okay? So now my queen is under attack. I got to move the queen out of the way. So I take another pawn, but he comes there with this check. And now I'm feeling the heat. Now I'm thinking I'm not going to survive this. So I play here, and of course, queen comes down. Look at that beautiful, beautiful piece coordination here. Just wonderful. So I played here, and thinking, oh my, this is going to be over soon. So he plays this move, which is good. It's very very logical. I like it. I like it. Um, And it took me a while, but I found this move here, which, I'm not out of trouble, but it does cut off his rook from really controlling that whole file now. And then the next move, this is where black went wrong. And so this is the warning to the young players. Look at my poor king, right? Look at my poor king in the center of the board. The very, very natural looking move is queen takes f4 with check, okay? And that's what my opponent played. He had a great position, and he thought, well, yeah, I'll just harass the queen a little bit more, take a pawn. But this move actually gets black into some trouble. Okay? Because look, now my king is going, it's starting to go towards his king. Like, before you know it, the king, if that king moves any closer, it could be, could be threatening a checkmate of his own. And his rook is cut off with my bishop, then the bishop is just there, with a c2, the c2 pawn defending it. So I'm going to show you quickly what was the result of this mistake. Queen takes f4. So after that move, he played down here, and I played check. And after this move, I did not want the rook, because the rook wasn't really doing anything right now. What I wanted was the pawn and the bishop. And see, now, after the check here, I've put the king back here, so it's preventing the rook from coming out anyway. So this bishop was a much more important piece. Now, we've got another check from my opponent, and at this point, I'm happy to trade queens. He doesn't want to, of course, because my king is in the center of the board. So when your king is in the center of the board, your opponent's king is in the center of the board, you need to keep that. You need to try to keep your queen on the board, because then you're just going to able to, keep attacking. So I played over here, and he played here with check, and I played here again. Please trade queens. He played here, and of course now I forced the trade of queens, and now I've got a pawn on d6. And his rooks aren't coordinated, mine are, and I ended up being able to win this game. Let's just take a look here. Computer says white is at a +6. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to go back. So this is the warning to the young player. This is the warning to the young player. Let's go back and look at what should have been played here instead of queen takes pawn. Now this player, we looked at it after, and one of the other players from the club found. We were looking at other moves that could have been played, and it does say to castle first to get out of the way. So let's see. If you play, instead of playing that, if you play castle, and then of course white plays this move here, and the idea is here black has this sacrifice, and then this nice move here, and having to be very careful because there's a mate in 4 coming up. If I play here, okay, we won't look at that though. We'll look at if I play en passant, and now queen here check, king to d4, rook to d8, king to c4, and rook takes queen. Okay, so that's an example of what to do. What would happen if black had been a little more patient here, instead of playing queen takes, you instead take your time, castle, get your king to safety, because the king being in the center of the board was what got black into a little bit of trouble earlier. Okay, so that's the warning to the junior players, to the young players who are, about to beat a veteran player. Is just to go easy, and that's not saying that you're going to get in this position and a move like this is going to work. I mean, maybe it will, but look where I go. I start to escape, and I'm starting to come towards your king. So there's, and look at my queen um, pointing to c8, and your rook can't come back to d8 to help, right? So that's the idea. So warning to old players: do not underestimate these young players, these young up and comers. And a warning to the young players: when you're starting to demolish one of us old guys, take your time. Find that it doesn't have to be the perfect move, but calculate a little bit. See, where is he going? Where is he going? Where's the king going? Is that good for him? I mean, I don't have any. Black doesn't have any more checks, is one thing. So be careful. Where are you going? And then you should have some good results. All right, thanks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll get another video out soon.